Right. It's the 8th of 10, 2016. I reported on ships yesterday, and I was also trying to report about the corruption and industrial espionage and counter-espionage in the Alex case and my case. And the biggest reason for this mess, you could say, is the Clintons. I have worked for different presidency of United States throughout times, um, and in the time when Bill Clinton was president, I asked specific for permission to go on a peace mission in Northern Ireland, and had the backup of the government at that time, United States, and along there, the Irish government and the English government. I worked in field that would say I was operative on the ground, so I was not seen in any meetings and stuff. I was talking to people on the ground and reporting back. I was not paid, which goes along with the situation of Mrs. Clinton hidden mails. I also worked Cold War relations with Vladimir Putin and was one of the backup of the war came down in DDR. Vladimir Putin was under Gorbachev at the time where Russia economy and the politic chain system, and therefore I have a big star in Germany about this. You could say united after Second World War, East Germany. I also worked later in the 90s, ex-Yugoslavia warfare, and we tried to save as many as we could and stop the war. NATO, which I know very well, in the United Nations didn't really do the thing, and EU did not find a plan that worked. So actually, it ended up by United States trying and interfere on the ground to stop the war, and it was ethnic cleaning or a mass slaughter. Very, very tragic, and I'm still very moved by the suffering from the local communities in ex-Yugoslavia. Often they were just small farmers and innocent people that were rolled into strange armies and civil war. I have also worked a lot about missing people all along, and I am myself really familiar to the Vermont case. And I worked also military rescue operations around the globe, and even rescue of horses around the planet, mostly in English-speaking areas. But so I am always on the ground. I'm at the front post, and I'm not in uniform. I often have some kind of uniform ID, but the thing I thought that the mafia activity, Castor Nostra, the Jewish mafia, the Red Mafia, the Irish and the English, that they were responsible for missing diplomacy payment and at the same time stolen data, patents, design patents, royalty to film, music, and TV, and also that some of the explore and extortion of jobs going to, you could say, the wrong people in UN and so on, was partly the organized crimes do. So actually, I reported back along being in Europe about entertainment business, asking for witness programs in some of the artist cases, and reporting. And I did that back in from 85, 6, 90s, and those reports were also never answered, which I thought at that time was because of fear of, you know, making me be known. So actually, when Bill Clinton, I asked when there was a Norwegian man in 2011-12, I had a just affair with the government staff or high-placed staff in some relation, and he warned against an attack that would be coming in to me and my boy. And I actually first thought it was from outside. It could be crime and terrorism and stuff. I did a lot of prevention of terrorism too. Anyway, I didn't know what to do, and I asked the the local police for help, and I asked the government for help in Denmark, and were not helped. They refused to protect me. So I wrote to the FBI and I wrote to the White House about protection for Alex and me in 2011 and 12, all through the spring. And in September 12, 14, 11, 14, September 12, somebody from, I think, police, in Denmark, police can also be military staff or opposite. They raided in my home and took Alex in a violation where he at least lost 5 teeth and were harmed. I had a confession for fatal on my kid. There's some pictures saying that it could be fatal. Some pictures sent by Susanne Gade. At the same time, there was a defense minister, Gade, and we now know that he was surveying or on my computer. And I didn't know that at that time, and that is the reason why he was being kicked out of his position as defense minister was this translation of a book, but that book is actually a surveillance case. And after that came Holst, which is Region South, which is the administration of hospital, which also is a problem. I was in hospital ill treatment on request of relation TV, film, media, my family, and Stasi, and also other political aims, also police mistake in the Danish case, and other things. So in a way, you could say they used the ill treatment in doctors' way as a kind of excuse for crimes or hidden away silent kill. And they also did that in 2012. I was attempted murder in 2012 twice. The first I was suffocated from something. Next I was overdosed, which the staff later was accused for. So you could say that I was barely surviving in September 2012. And when I came around in another hospital, I was, devastated and thinking my son was killed. And I see my son, so the confession might have been false, or it was a murder attempt on my son. I see my son 1 hour a month. Now, from 2012, we tried to find out what was going wrong about this. I also, in my mails to United States in September 11, wrote about Steve's security, which was the same level as I had, none. So actually, those mails and also the calls to United States, to the White House, and especially a call after they raided my home, where I was really scared. I think I called and said they kill us. So I called the father to the boy, and I called Ekstrabladet, which is an independent newspaper, and I called the United States after they took the boy. All in all, we have been working to try and get the top position of this very, very criminal behavior court first. That would say the top names. And now we have staff in court system, in lawyers, in police staff top that actually still is conducting a crime by not investigating, by not protecting. So I'm looking forward to the Danes is clearing up some of the top staff in police and also some of the court staff and lawyers especially did a cover up and they refused to follow laws, investigation and so on. So go ahead.